Welcome back, everybody. This is Question Mark.
And I'm Ame.
And today, we are playing a game that was definitely made by Game Freak in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, for sure. You all recognize it. It's the game with Dizzy and a shiny Porygon and all this. So, you might be asking yourself, what is this? It looks kind of like Pokemon Emerald, but it's Pokemon too many types.
Even Rayquaza here is horrified.
Yeah, he's got the googly eyes. Okay, so we're gonna start. Oh,
Wrong button.
we are playing a game on this system that we haven't played on before.
This is a new setup for us, so if it's a little iffy, that's why. Hello, Professor Birch.
Hi, sorry to dope. Welcome. My name's Bert, but everyone calls me Pokemon Professor. This is what we call Pokemon. This is what we call Pokemon. This world is inhabited by Pokemon. We live with humans and playmates, and sometimes we band together and live our lives. But despite the closeness with Pokemon, it's been fun to study and unravel Pokemon. And my research concludes there are more types of Pokemon than we thought. Don't try to understand it. That's supposed to be my job. And I'm still frustrated. Where were we? And you are?
I don't...
Oh. Are you a boy or a girl?
Do we have any cracked eggs in the audience?
I think you're a girl.
Yeah, I'm a girl.
Sure.
I'm
What's
pretty
your name?
Every now and then I like to think about it just to check, but, I'm a girl.
I mean, sometimes you gotta check, yeah.
Make sure everything is right. Make sure your gender is where you put it.
Yeah, that's healthy,
I felt comfortable skimming through the intro sequence because, come on, it's Pokemon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so you're playing as AIM. Gotcha. Okay. You're Ame, who's moving to my hometown of Littleroot. I get it now. Alright, are you ready? Your very own adventure is about to begin. Take courage and leap into the world of Pokemon where dreams and adventure and friendship you'll be expecting in the Pokemon Lab. Whew.
Now I'm just doing it to annoy you.
You've got a Spice Orange GameCube. That's cool. Game Boy Advance is connected to serve as a controller.
That's a thing they can do?
Oh, yeah. There was an adapter for it. It was used in, Crystal Chronicles. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles?
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
Oh, I played it.
Hey, Mom. No?
Oh, okay. Alright, we don't need to talk to many of these losers.
Plus, the NPCs in here are not as fun to talk to as some in some other games I could Earthbound.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, do we just walk out of town? No, we need to go to the Pokemon Professor's lab. Yeah. Oh, good. We have running shoes right off the bat. That's good. Is that the guy? Is that him? No? Huh? Professor Birch? The professor's away on fieldwork, ergo he isn't here. Well, let me explain what fieldwork is. It is to study things in the natural environment like fields and mountains. The professor isn't one for doing desk work. This is the type to go outside and get experience. Cool. Alright. Well, hi. There are scary Pokemon outside. I can hear their cries. I want to see what's going on. Can you see what's happening? Help me! Oh no, is that a Poochyena?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so it's time to test our knowledge of Pokemon, right? Have we played a Pokemon game
Ever?
Yet on this stream?
No.
Okay, on stream. Well, Fox Pokemon, Leaf Pokemon, or Sea Lion Pokemon? Poplio, Fennekin, or Chikorita? Well, that's not normal, is it? But, do you have a preference?
Ah!
What?
Sorry, the first decision's always the hardest.
Okay, well, I mean, luckily you have some familiarity with these Pokemon.
Oh, I do, indeed. I'm just not used to choosing from this assortment.
Right, okay, so...
Fine, Poplio.
Poplio, okay.
This is actually a good thing for me because this implies that there could be Mimikyu somewhere in this, and Mimikyu is my favorite.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple hundred in this game from across all regions. Okay, so we have Pound, Water Gun. Oh, well, you have Water Gun already. That's good. Used Rage. Okay. It's not very effective. Well, might as well use Water Gun right off the bat, right?
Why? It doesn't have a type advantage against Poochyena, does it?
Nobody gets Stab. You know about Stab?
No, what?
Really? Okay. So, I thought that we were joking a little bit about Pokemon experience because I've played every generation and I've caught them all multiple times.
Yeah, I've never actually finished a Pokemon game except Pokemon Snap.
Gotcha. Okay. So Stab, or same type attack bonus, means that if you use a move that has a type that matches your Pokemon's type, then you do 50% more damage.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And if it's super effective, it does double damage on top of that. Come by my lab. So, Ame, I've heard so much about you from your father.
My father's dead.
Wait, no, he's not. He's in this game. He's a gym leader. He's just, you know, abandoned you in a way. I've heard that you don't have your own Pokemon yet. By the way, you battled earlier. You pulled it off with aplomb. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. Oh yes, as thanks for rescuing me, I'd like you to have the Pokemon you used earlier. I may receive the Poplio. While you're at it, why not give a nickname to that Poplio?
Okay, I have a habit of giving really silly nicknames to the Pokemon so that they're easier to remember. I used to try to give them dignified ones, and now I do not.
Okay, so what are you thinking here? Any ideas coming to mind?
Poppers, Mercury, because the three starters for Gen 7 are actually meant to look a little bit like alchemical symbols. Rowlet is supposed to look like the symbol for salt, which is a circle with a line through it. Then you've got Mercury, which Poplio's shape is kind of like that.
Okay. Then again, it's a clown. It's a sea lion clown dog. Don't we know a bunch of clown stuff?
Oh yeah, I do know a bunch of clown stuff.
Yeah. Maybe a clown reference. Is there like a sea clown or ocean clown?
Well, the main clown that I can think of, there is a clown that I think commands respect.
Oh?
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams?
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Okay, so are you familiar with the controversy of the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't even seen the movie. I read a little about the guy, and I read his blog.
Okay.
If you need to remember that there are good things in the world, go read his blog.
Okay. Well, let's go with this, though. Patch seems like a fine name. I think you make an extremely good trainer. My kid Brendan is also studying. Ame, don't you think it'd be a good idea for you to do something with Brendan? Yes. I'll teach you later. Here's the Inf Candy. The infinite... Oh, yeah, you have infinite rare candies.
What?
Yeah, if you want, you just can use infinite rare candies.
What?
Yeah, whatever.
Is that a feature of this, or is it the normal?
Yeah, oh, it's just a feature of this.
Good. Hey, Brendan, your dad set us up on a date. Are you in
and
a
he gave me infinite candy. It's Brendan's Pokeball. Wait, does he stay in a Pokeball? Like, is he somebody's pet? Hi, neighbor, do you already have your own Pokemon? I have mine, I stole it. Oh, Brendan went out to Route 103 just a little while ago. Like father, like child, Brendan can't stay quietly at home.
Got it, everyone needs Ritalin.
Oh, something like that.
Hey, you.
Wild Pokemon will jump out at you in the wild. If you want to catch wild Pokemon, you have to do research in the wild Pokemon battle. If Pokemon get tired, take them to the Pokemon Center. There's a Pokemon Center in Oldale. Oldale. Oh yeah, also the variety of Pokemon in each route is increased by like 4 times.
Do we want one of these?
Do we have Pokeballs? No. So the answer is, doesn't matter. But
Stab.
Your water type attack, yes, will get stab. Okay, so now you may be asking yourself at this point, what all is going on here in Pokemon Too Many Types? Now, Unfortunately, Ame, I think you did end up seeing some amount of a video of somebody else playing this game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of know a little bit of the surprise. Or maybe a lot of it?
Yes.
Okay. So, infinite rare candy, really just tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg here, people. I'm honestly surprised that we've only encountered Puchiena so far. But this one should get pretty interesting. Let's just go on to the next town, though. We need to get, we need to get Pokeballs and stuff. And you can get healed real quick. Actually, did you even take damage? I guess
No.
you did. No?
Well, maybe a little.
Okay, maybe a little. And you use up some PP, you know. Gotta keep your PP. Tip-top shape.
Anyway.
Yeah, Oldale Town. Oh, okay, he's taking you to the shop. Okay. Oh, hey, a potion. Free potion. Wonderful. You'll love to see it. Okay, do we have money? I guess it's Ame, where it'll show your money. 3,000. Hey, all right.
All right, we got money. We got money.
All right, let's see if we can buy some Pokeballs. Oh, I was too early. Ah, we can't buy Pokeballs yet. Balls. Okay, well, I guess we just keep on rolling, look for Brendan. He's probably going to do this, like, catching tutorial thing, you know. We've all been through this a million times, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I have a fancy little button that I can hit here, and I think I'm going to do it.
All right, suit yourself.
Oh, the audio goes out when I hit that button. Okay.
So in that sense, that makes it a little less fun. And it's not
Yeah.
like there's an auto battle option.
Oh, there's the
there
guy.
he is. Hey, jerkface.
Okay, so it's the one around 103. Hey, it's Ame.
Who told you my name?
Oh yeah, Dad gave you a Pokemon.
How do you know?
Since we're here, how about a little battle?
What?
I'll teach you what being a trainer's about.
Bitch, I invented battles.
When two trainers' eyes lock,
They fall in love and go on a date.
Oh yeah. Oh, he chose the one that should have an advantage against you. Interesting.
Well, yeah, he's the rival. That's what they usually do. It's weird when they don't.
Actually, it's been real 50-50 across the franchise, and you definitely want to, yeah. I mean, the resistance to water negates the stab bonus. So, yeah, pound it out, I guess. Tackle. Pound. Tackle. And we got this. We had a 1-level advantage, baby. And now we
have
got
2
2-level advantage. Alright. You're not too shabby. Got 300 Poke-Yen for winning.
Is that what it's called?
I heard him say that a long time ago, and I just got it in my head.
I think I know why my dad has his eye out for you now. Ew!
Look, your Pokemon already likes you, even though you just got it, like me. I get the feeling that you could befriend any Pokemon with ease. Or me. We should head back to the lab, like, together. Oh, wait. Bye.
What the hell was that?
You got ditched, I guess. Oh, there he is. I'm heading back to my dad's lab now. Ame, you should hustle back too.
Either wait up or don't. This halfway stuff is just undignified.
Agreed. Do. Okay. Oh, hi, Ame.
I hear you've got your eye on me. That's weird.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. There's hidden cameras all over the place, and I control them.
I'm leaving.
Excellent. Brennan's been helping with my research for a long time, whether he likes it or not, because of the cameras all around him all the time. Has an extensive history as a trainer already.
Helicopter parent.
Here, Ame, I ordered this for my research, and I think you should have this Pokedex. Ame received the Pokedex. Professor Birch, the Pokedex is a high-tech tool that automatically makes a record of any Pokemon. My kid Brendan goes everywhere with it, but whenever he catches rare Pokemon, add to the Pokedex better than it looks when I'm out when doing fieldwork. Huh, so you got a Pokedex too? Well then, here, I'll give you these.
What?
Touch my balls. Ame put the balls away in the pocket.
They're my balls now.
Alright, you can have them. You know it's more fun to have a whole bunch of balls. I'm going to explore all over the place, and if you find cool Pokemon, put them in your balls. Alright.
Yes, I know how these games work. I am literally as old as this franchise.
Yeah.
I was there when Pokemon first dropped in the United States.
So was I. I was 12, I believe, when Pokemon Red and Blue came out. And I played Pokemon Red. And I did catch them all back then, aside from Mew, who we weren't sure was real at the time.
I was still in the single digits.
We have a shortcut button to throw a Pokeball. That's great. Except, do we wanna pound it first?
No.
Oh, okay. Straight for the balls. Yeah.
Fuck.
No. Okay. Uh-oh.
I tell you, to this day, seeing a Pokeball wobbling makes me anxious.
Oh, yeah, as it should.
Some things just don't change, you know?
Super effective. Wait a second. Scratch is super effective? Okay, this has got to work, right? This is... Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is... Did we just... We did. So, we lost our first wild Pokemon battle. Ame panicked. And whited out.
What the hell does that mean? I have never seen anyone use that term outside of Pokemon.
Well, it's like blacking out, except you also sleepwalk to the nearest hospital. I mean, who doesn't do that, right? Okay, do better.
Yeah, that was embarrassing for me.
Hey, Poochyena, everyone's favorite.
Not really, I'm not catching it.
Oh, no?
Nah, don't
Okay.
wanna.
But we clearly could use a little more experience. Oh, Rage. Also, Scratch was super effective against us. That may be a clue as to what's going on here, people.
He's mainly saying this for y'all's benefit. I already know what's going on.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to keep it secret, honestly, and just, like, surprise you with this one day, but then also I was just watching it myself.
And then I happened to be in the room.
And I kind of wanted to get you hype, actually, because I was worried that you might actually not want to play a game like this on our channel.
I'm fine with it, although, you know, I'm not going to finish it. I can tell you right now I'm probably not going to pick it up after this, because I never finish the Pokemon games, even when I'm really into them.
Okay, well, now do we want to center it? I bet we get this one. Come on. There we go. Okay.
I can breathe now.
Now we have 2 Pokemon. And Sentret. Okay, yep. Oh, Patch gets some experience. Sentret add to the Pokedex. They take turns standing guard when it is time to sleep. The sentry awakens the others if it senses danger. If one becomes separated, it turns sleepless with fear. And give a nickname. Oh, of course.
I've already got one picked out.
Oh, okay.
Because whenever I catch a Sentret, I always intend to evolve it into a Furret, and my Furret's name is always Furbles.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I think it's a cute name.
Sure. Okay. Another Poochyena. Okay, well. Okay, still can't one-shot him yet. Probably be a couple levels away from one-shotting him. But we're definitely in 2-shot territory. Or I thought. Oh, okay, it resists pound. I don't know that I didn't notice that before. But that's good enough. All right. Okay. Well, at some point we'll need to heal our Centret. And then I wonder where we go next. I think there was just a body of water up and to the right of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I don't remember all the ins and outs of this game. So yeah, probably this way. This seems right. And when I said that they like quadrupled the variety of the Pokemon, I thought that it was that, but that's not really what we're seeing so far.
We're in the
But
introductory
it's just,
section, so
the
who knows?
first route or two, yeah. Inkay, okay, that's different.
Okay.
Well, what do you think? Pound it out, water gun?
Pound.
Okay. Alright, now that's... constrict. Okay, very weak constrict. Reflect. How about we try a water gun this time? Just
You
see how it
insist.
does. Oh, okay, that almost got it. Heck, huh? Oh yeah, because squids do have beaks.
They do indeed. Which is why, if you ever decide to indulge your hentais,
Oh my god.
your
Yeah?
hentai dreams, and you find a cephalopod willing and able to give enthusiastic consent, mind the beak.
Press the buttons. Press the buttons! Oh, disarming voice. Oh yeah, because they changed how long move names can be, but this is, then put backwards into the old engine. Okay, we should see, yeah, what other random encounters we can get around here. Hopefully something new. Oh, Lotad. Okay. So, disarming voice, what type is it? Song type. Okay, makes sense. It's a voice. Oh, it's super effective. Okay, so Lotad is weak to song.
Yep.
Alright, you'll need to make mental notes of these things, people. Alright, so Lotad's weak to song.
Or don't. We're not your parents.
No, definitely do. Where are your parents now?
I didn't agree to this.
Oh, well. Shoot, okay, that sounds terrible. Alright, whatever. Howl. Oh yeah, it's attack rose, okay. I wonder if the experience share is in this game and if it's on by default.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh yeah, because we're not seeing experience for Centric pop up.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so after this battle, I'm going to do what I usually do when it comes to the order of Pokemon.
Oh, swap it to the little guy?
Yeah, little guy always goes in front. Even if
Sure.
we don't end up fighting with him, he always goes in front.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay, level 9. Furballs. Okay. So. Ah!
Water's silly!
Okay. Alright, Poplio makes sense. Water and silly. What about our other one? Furballs there.
Normal fluffy.
Wonderful. Okay. Alright. And it has the runaway ability, which usually sucks, but it might help right now. Oh no. Except you are in a trainer battle. So, Centred's kind of doomed. Okay, bug catcher Rick. What the heck? Cleffa's not a bug.
Squitch.
Okay, it's a sharp attack. Oh, use pound. Okay, well.
You can maybe handle one more.
Yeah. Oh, Encore? Can we... we could probably switch out from Encore, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Well, we better. Okay, so... I'm somehow doubting that this thing will be vulnerable to either water or silly. But we can... Or song, I mean. We can try. Okay, good. Oh yeah, you know what? The water attack is going to get stab, and the song attack isn't, because we're not song type, we're silly type.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay. Leveled up on the Furbles. And learned Puff Up. I don't know what that does. Rattata. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Prepare to get wrecked by the littlest purple rat. Water gun. Oh, boy. Oh, phew. Okay, that's a close one. Wait a second. Water was super effective against it. Is it like dirty type or something? And then water cleaned it?
Maybe.
Okay, we'll have to see if we ever get a chance to catch a Rattata, what its type is. Okay, and it's a Lotad. The last one we accidentally killed.
Do we want to catch this one?
I mean, not particularly. Oh, let's see what that does. Puff Up. It's a fluffy attack. That's good. Okay. But Growl should weaken us quite a bit. Oh, it... Okay, it lowered their attack sharply. Okay. It would be nice if it mentioned to us, like... I don't know, which of these attacks do damage and which ones don't. That would be good information to have there, but...
But we shiv and burn.
Yeah, and we're based on, you know, a GBA game. So we have limited, like, screen space and stuff. But this should still do it, and get a little more experience for Furbles. But yeah, I was thinking, we already have a water type, and Lotad there, I mean, who knows if he's changed, but he used to be water and grass. Is this... a youngster? Okay, sent out Tyrogue. Uh-oh. Sentret being normal should be weak to fighting here. You could be one-hit KO'd even, possibly.
Let's avoid that.
Okay.
I'm glad that we're coming up with stuff to say, even though the stuff on the screen is going to wind up being really repetitive, I wager.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say that about every Pokemon game.
Yes.
This one should get more interesting as we go along, the more and more interesting. However, it's still a Pokemon game at its core. It still has, you know, it's got a kind of patient pace. It's not rushing anything. Learned Teddy Tumble. Well, that's nice.
Definitely a fluffy type if I ever heard one.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully it's an attack. Golett. Oh, stay. It used to be Ghost and Ground. In which case it would be weak to water. Is it still? No.
That's a yes.
No, it didn't say super effective.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Although it could be that it... Okay, something that the viewers at home may or may not know, you may or may not know. I believe Pokemon in this game can be 3 types.
Whoa.
So it could be Ghost, Ground, and something that resists water. In which case it would not give a special message either way. Oh, we can get a couple berries. Oran berries. Wonderful.
They're oranges, but they're blue.
Yeah, I guess so. Pecha berries.
Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
Millions of Pecha. Pecha for free. Millions of Pecha. Pecha for me. Okay, Teddy Tumble. Tell me it's an attack. Yeah.
Woo!
And super effective. All right. Fluffy is good against whatever that thing is. Used to be just dark, but now it could be dark and fluffy? Maybe. Oh, it could be some other types we haven't seen, of course.
Alright, I'll try to catch the next one.
Oh, okay.
Squatch.
Screech. Okay, so... Oh.
Oh.
Oh, well, that was a crit. Okay, but we could try to catch it now, right? Whoop. I wonder, when we get Great Balls, is that button going to change to a Great Ball button? You literally hold your breath?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of tense up, and then I need to take a relaxing breath afterward.
Okay. Alright, Poochyana's Dex data... Okay.
And I'm not planning on keeping... Nowadays, whenever I play a Pokemon game, the only ones I nickname are the ones I plan on keeping all the way through.
Same, and granted, we don't have 6 Pokemon yet, so we can't really get rid of them, but we don't plan on keeping them either, really. So,
Once
let's check his stats.
Once he's leveled up, then we're gonna once he's evolved, then we're gonna release him because we'll have the Pokedex entries and everything, and that'll be enough.
Oh, he's Angie type. I love that. He's also got Runaway as its ability. Oh, God, that sucks.
Angie.
Okay. Wonder if... I'm gonna keep winning. Aim to be the best trainer I can. Help me further my career. You know, I see this as like a stepping stone. You know, I'll use it for advancement. It'll look good on my resume to Sandile's Intimidate. Oh, no!
How dare you?
How could you?
How dare you?
Okay, that didn't do super great. Scratch? Sure, you could try it. Rage. That's definitely Angie type.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh, the rage is building.
I think the Teddy Tumble worked better.
I think... Maybe. But the Intimidate, of course, did weaken it right off the bat. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Woo! Good
All
Furbles.
right, level 6 Furbles. I wonder what level it evolves at. It's an early level, or early root rodent. Oh no, another Intimidate? Okay. Yeah, Furbles is kind of crippled with these Intimidates now. You should switch. Or whatever. And its defense has fallen like twice or something, so...
As you've rightly pointed out, I don't like being told what to do. I do try to be reasonable most of the time, though. But, yep, time to switch you out.
Okay.
Alright, Patch's turn.
Alright. Oh no, we're weak to dark or Angie or whatever, but regardless. Yeah, okay. We need to get to a Pokemon Center.
Yes, we do.
Last Tiana, I ended up furthering your career. Yep, give us your money. You know, when we white out, we drop half of our money. So I assume that when we beat these trainers, they drop half of their money too.
They hurt themselves in their confusion.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, that means that we aren't stealing all of their money, of course. Okay.
So, shall we talk about our favorite Pokemon while I do some grinding?
Our favorite Pokemon. Okay. Let's see. Although, let's see. You might be able to find stronger or more interesting mons in the next route, though. But yeah, you can do a little grinding here. But favorite Pokemon. Okay. So I started playing with Gen 1, and we've had callbacks to Gen 1 over and over again in recent years. So I do still love a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon. I know that there's kind of like a slur in the Pokemon community of calling someone a Gen 1-er.
I think that, I don't know, my thought on the term Gen 1-er is less someone who's only... to me, it doesn't mean someone who is only familiar with Gen 1 or somebody who prefers Gen 1, but somebody who exclusively worships Gen 1, you know? Like someone who takes it too far.
I agree. A Gen 1er to me is not just someone who started from the beginning, not even someone whose favorite Pokemon might be in the original 151, but someone who is one of those people who only likes the first gen, that every other generation is, Nintendo's been running out of ideas for years, and all these other games, they keep getting worse. And
it's like,
that
okay,
kind of attitude.
Take the rose-colored glasses off and go look at Voltorb.
Yeah, I refuse to recognize other generations of Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that's just like...
Your opinion, man.
Yeah! But I think that's, like, kind of, messing with your nostalgia is what's going on there. Okay, we gotta know, though, what type Lotad is. What types?
What are you?
Grass
and Vibe.
Okay. Total vibes kind of Pokemon there, huh? Okay.
No thoughts, just vibes.
Sure. Okay, so we've caught just about everything in this route now, though. So, let's maybe move on from this route after this battle?
Okay.
Okay.
So, are you going to tell us about your favorite Pokemon?
Well, yeah, of course. I just take a long time to get to my point on anything.
And then you get distracted and forget to make the point.
Yeah, happens all the time. Anyone who's been subscribed to our channel for a while has probably seen that. After all, every video we upload is an hour. So, my favorite Pokemon, hard to pick one. I've got a lot of favorites. But if I had to pick one, I gotta go with my OG, my main man, Gengar. Gengar, the big purple ghost from Gen 1. The first trade evolution that a lot of people get stuck without. Quick Attack. Oh, we don't need Foresight, probably. We don't need Puff Up, probably. But Quick Attack is not bad. So, in Gen 1, ghosts were really hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
There were characters in the game and in the anime who were talking about how ghosts are the key to defeating psychics. And
it's true. It was a whole arc.
Yeah, and psychics were like the boogeymen of the first generation, even though, like, of course a ghost would, like, make more sense as a boogeyman, but, you know.
You know what we mean.
Yeah.
Psychic type was super powerful back in the day. And the main way to mess with them was either a bug type or a ghosty type.
Yeah, except it was kind of like we were kind of tricked, you know?
Oh?
keep doing what you're doing here, but yeah, so first off, the ghost type doesn't resist psychic, unfortunately. And the ghost type only has like one attack that actually does damage, where super effective damage can be calculated, and that's the move Lick, and it's one of the weakest moves in the game. So, if you're using Lick, a move that, Lickitung can learn, for instance, then you're doing super effective hits with a ghost attack, but that's it. Otherwise, you've got...
Bastard!
Doesn't want you to go wherever that is. Okay. Yeah, otherwise, you're not... Jeez. Otherwise, you are not getting super effective hits on psychic types. So... Oh, it's your dad! Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Dad, can you tell that asshole outside to leave me alone?
I'm surprised that you managed to get here by yourself. Aren't you, like, a weak, pathetic loser? After all, I didn't teach you. I didn't train you on anything. I'd like to get a Pokemon, please. Shut up, kid, you bother me. Oh, you're Wally, right? I'm gonna go stay with my relatives in Verdant Turf Town. I thought I would be lonely by myself, so I wanted to take a Pokemon alive.
Hang on, aren't you Wally from the next gen?
Yeah, Wally is in multiple games.
Oh, really? Oh my god, are we doing this?
You heard that right. Go with Wally and make sure that he can Pokemon, the Pokemon, loan of the Pokemon. Receive Zigzagoon. Wow, Pokemon. Give you a Pokeball to Pokeball with the Mon and the received and the thank you. You coming with me? Oh, okay. This is like the kid that your parents make you hang out with when you're young because your parents feel bad for them and want them to make friends, but like they suck. Whoa.
Memories.
You know, in the original game, there is a normal chance, the traditional odds, that this Ralts can be shiny, and it's impossible to catch. Just to mess with you, you know? You can have one of the first Pokemon in this cutscene, basically, be shiny, and just be like, bye-bye.
I feel like this would be a good time to tell people about the good old missing no trick for those of you who don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how relevant it is beyond Generation 1. As in, like, I don't know if there's any missing no trick in this game or the one it's based on, but...
Kind of, but not really.
Mm-hmm. Well, back in Red and Blue, and probably Green and I think Yellow as well, there were a series of actions that you could take to trigger a glitch, and I believe they usually involved starting the catching tutorial with the old man in Viridian Forest, Viridian City, and then going to Cinnabar Island and surfing along the coast. Because for some reason they messed up with the coding of that coast. That I guess someone was in disagreement about whether this one patch should count as water or land, and they coded it as kind of neither. And then you can catch Pokemon, but they don't have a table for where it catches Pokemon from. The result is it catches Pokemon with IDs that are outside the range of normal Pokemon. Sure, you may find one or two actual real-life Pokemon along there. In my game, I would find Charmeleons at level 120.
Wow.
Actually, I eventually had Red and Blue. Oh, it's Pidove. And I believe in my Red, I would get Charmeleon, and in my Blue, I would get Snorlax, and it would be at level 250. So, tough battle, that one. But first off, if you leave these battles, you'll notice that one of your item slots has been duplicated to like 99 copies of the thing.
Yep.
So you could take your Master Ball, put it in that spot, get into one of those battles, run away, and then suddenly, bam, you've got 99 Master Balls. And then you go catch that level 250 Snorlax. And boy... Among my friends, the level 250 Snorlax was a monster. You want to know how to beat all your friends in Pokemon Red and Blue? Throw out a level 250 Snorlax. See how that serves.
And Snorlax are no pushovers to begin with.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that the Charmeleon could evolve into Charizard. So both of those worked out pretty good. I had two super high level... ultra elite, double mythic, foil holographic, whatever you want to call it, exceeding the normal limits, kind of Pokemon. And what was funny is we also were doing this with rare candies, of course. We had infinite rare candies. Mm-hmm. And so you could use them on these Pokemon that are already over level 100, and they would keep going. And at one point I experimented just to see how far they would go. You want to take a guess?
They didn't. I mean...
There was a limit.
There was a limit, okay.
Uh-huh.
150?
Nope.
Where?
255. If you tried to level them up one more time, they wrapped around to 0, and then you're back at level 1. I had to start over with one of my Pokemon that I did that with. I didn't, save properly or something, and I ruined him by taking him back to level 0, and his stats were... they got minus 250 attack when it leveled up that time.
Oh!
Yeah! Oh, and by the way, if you take one that started over level 100 and you bring it all the way around the circle, you try to get it up to level 100 again, and it will stick there. It can't go back above again. So there's just some coding in the game that prevents them from going from level 100 to 101. But if you catch it over 100, then you can keep going until you hit 255. And then, yeah. So me and my friends, we had like one unique Pokemon per cartridge, because it was different for each of us, that would be at greater than level 100. I had one of my friends who had like a Fearow, another friend who got like Flareon. I think one of us was Blastoise. So, yeah, we just had a team that would be like Mewtwo and Zapdos and level 250 Snorlax. Wonderful teams. But it would mess up all kinds of other things in your game too. So you can have Pokemon that are past level 100, you can have items duplicated to 99 times. Of course, Missing No is one of the Pokemon that you can get along that route, where the whole sprite is just all glitchy, because it's data that's not supposed to be used for sprites being used for sprites. And if I remember right, he was a normal and bird type. Because apparently in playtesting for this game, the flying type was called bird type. And the only way that you can find the word, like, bird written as a type in the game is by catching Missing No, where...
Am I seriously out of Pokeballs already?
Looks like it.
Balls!
Indeed.
I really
Oh, I
wanted
guess
that
we could have
Kricketot
known
too.
because of the little icon on the side being not there. But yeah, Kricketot, it is usually a pretty good one for catching... Oh, what? Oh, did it use Bite on you?
I think so, but I'd hit it with Growl a few times.
Oh, well, I mean... I know that does damage based on how much damage it took while it was biting. Anyway, one more... Bide just outsped Quick Attack. What? Did we see that, people? What's the priority on Bide in this generation? Jeez, okay. Granted, Bide kind of sucks, so it needs the help. Like... It's the equivalent of, in any other action game, someone, like, spinning their fist and going like, I'ma get you, I'ma get you, I'ma get you.
It's the wind-up before the haymaker.
Mm-hmm. And, except this time, also, the haymaker only comes. It only does any damage at all if you hit them while they're doing it. So, yeah, alright. More Pokeballs. So Missing No was a normal and bird type, and it knew Water Gun and Sky Attack and Sky Attack. Oh, phew, okay, you can buy Pokeballs. I was worried for a second. Yeah, 11. That's a good number to start with. Oh, do they give you... Yay! Okay.
Neato.
Ever since they started doing Premier Balls, I would buy them in increments of 10. So... I would still advise that, or you can do 11 if you want, whatever. Alright, so now you can catch a Kricketot or whatever else strikes your fancy out here. It's Kricketot.
Yes!
Alright, so Kricketot is a good catching Pokemon in these games because it can learn a sleep move like Sing, and it can learn False Swipe.
I just like it because it's cute.
Oh,
It's a little
well.
Maestro Cricket.
Whatever. Like, that's important.
Yes. Look, I gotta narrow down the Pokemon that I focus on somehow.
Because you can't memorize all, like, 1,012 or whatever, huh?
I don't know about Look, there's over 1,000 of the bastards now, okay? I'm not even bothering to try and catch them all.
Okay. I did.
I worry about you.
Look, you know, I have hobbies, too.
You do.
And one of them is Pokemon.
And you get very deep into them.
Yes. So, I wonder if this game has the physical special split implemented into it. Do you know what that is?
Physical attack versus special attack?
I mean, yes. So, in Gen 1 you had attack, defense, and special. And then Gen 2 they split special into special attack and special defense. That's all well and good. Gen 4 though is when they made it so that some attacks would be physical and some attacks would be special, not depending on what type it is, but depending on what attack specifically it is. So, for instance, Bite would be a dark physical move, and Dark Pulse is a dark special move. It's looking to me like that split isn't here, probably. Vivaldi. Wonderful name.
Vivaldi is a composer that if there are a lot of violins in it, it's probably Vivaldi. And since Cricketot and Cricketoon seem to be focused on string instruments, that feels like an appropriate name.
Yeah, Cricketot's like a viola, and Cricketoon's definitely a cello. So, let's see. What was I saying about... Oh, yeah. So, I like a lot of the changes that have happened over the generations. I like that... I mean, Generation 2 introduced breeding and a day-night cycle. And it introduced cross-generation trading and battling. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, Gen 2 is... I can see why it's one of the best remembered gens. It expanded on the original in new and exciting ways. It definitely elevated it.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it had all of Gen 1 in it, and it had all of Gen 2 in it, which I believe was only possible because they changed from a Game Boy cartridge to a Game Boy Color cartridge. But they didn't make it Game Boy Color exclusive in Gen 2. Instead, they just had some code in there that would apply colors if you had a Game Boy Color, but wouldn't if you didn't.
Nice.
Of course, I think in the US, Pokemon Red and Blue came out like a few weeks before the Game Boy Color did. I know this because I got Pokemon Red before I got a Game Boy. By a month. So for a month, I had Pokemon Red and no system of my own to play it on. Why did I have a Game Boy cartridge and no Game Boy? Well, first off, I also had started watching the TV show. And
that was where I started off, watching the TV show.
Oh, yeah. I'd seen the first couple of episodes. And they also had a little like manga insert in some issues of Nintendo Power, which I was subscribed to. And Nintendo had a great like preview of Pokemon that was like the biggest thing hitting Japan, 150 monsters to collect and train in battle. And I'm like, this sounds awesome. I love collecting things, I love training things, I love battling things.
And it turns out everybody agrees with you because Pokemon is one of the biggest franchises on the planet.
Yeah, it might be the biggest franchise of all time, depending on how you split that up. Like, Disney, depending on how you cut it, would be bigger, but I don't think the Disney counts as one franchise by any means.
Not that they aren't trying.
No, like, is Mickey Mouse a franchise? Maybe. But, like, Marvel is kind of a franchise. I don't know. Regardless, Pokemon, the most profitable multimedia franchise of all time.
Thus far.
Well, I mean, that's always going to be the case.
I know, I mean...
Of all time.
Can you imagine something being more popular than Pokemon? What that would be like?
Oh, God.
It would be so annoying.
Well, I mean, the question here is...
Not that I hate it when things are popular, but if I can't get away from something for 5 minutes... You know, after a while it starts to feel personal.
Well, you know, I do have 3 Pokemon app games that I play on my phone.
Right now I'm just playing TCG Pocket.
I play TCG Pocket the most. I've been doing Sleep because I have sleep issues.
I tried it, but my phone didn't like it, and frankly, having to open the app and go through the process right before going to sleep and right when I wake up, too much hassle.
Yeah, I do find myself passing out, like, often when I'm about to load it up. And Pokemon Go, of course. Who didn't play Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go was a wonderful experience. I mean, I remember, I got my first smartphone primarily because of Pokemon Go, and when I loaded
First.
it, yes,
Wow.
I was kind of a holdout on that one.
Wow. I guess.
Yeah, make fun of me. Look, I was weirded out by how everybody was suddenly obsessed with the smartphone. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it's useful, but doesn't it worry you how much it's kind of changed your life a little bit? Like, I mean, I guess it's for the better, but I don't know. Something about it feels a little iffy. And I do still think I wasn't wrong to think that. Because, well, insert data breach scandal here.
Well, as despite being like in my late 30s, I've been a very like technophile kind of person my whole life. I've always been interested in the latest technology, wanting to see the cutting edge. I am always interested in like upgrading my life, streamlining, simplifying. Well, and not always simplifying, like giving myself more capabilities, easier, faster, better. I love it. So I like being more connected. In fact, in the last like 5 years or so, I've been really frustrated that like social media has gotten really splintered, for instance. That like there's no one or two platforms people go to for anything except maybe YouTube. I would rather there be like two competing apps at any given thing instead of like 12 and no one knows what to do. So I, for one, am very much happy that like Blue Sky is kind of winning in the like social media platform people are moving to.
I'm on Blue Sky as well, and I've never been on Twitter, and I never wanted to because I heard it was a nightmare, and then I heard about Elon Musk taking over, and like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that if I can avoid it. All in all, though, I'm okay with Blue Sky. And I think it helps that I'm kind of trying to encourage my algorithm to funnel me some positive things, like pictures of space, pictures of foxes.
Sure.
You know, I make sure to not go too far down a rabbit hole of negativity, because it's like, no, balance. I'm already a pretty anxious person on my own. I don't need extra.
And you know, I guess I've always had I guess like better than average filter when it comes to like emotions coming at me and emotions that I like put into myself. I think when I was young, I was maybe a bit overly sensitive to these things, but as I've gotten older, I have perhaps matured in that way, in that now I have a lot more control over my emotions.
I still have control over, well, I would say that being able to filter out isn't necessarily a sign of being able to control your emotions, as much as it's, I mean, I guess it could be a sign, but another sign I think of being in control would be recognizing what is agitating you, what is hurting you. There was a YouTube channel
super effective.
There was a YouTube channel that I subscribed to, but then I had to unsubscribe to it because even though I liked their content and I watched it frequently, a lot of it was quite distressing to me, and when I stopped watching it, I noticed that my mood dramatically improved, so I did what I feel was the mature thing, and I said, okay, I guess I just have to cut that, because I don't need more reasons to be upset. Not that I don't still watch a bunch of upsetting stuff, I just don't watch that one in particular.
Oh yeah, I watch a lot of upsetting stuff. I watch some of the most upsetting stuff. And yet, you know, I have, I don't know, I take it differently, I guess.
Today I watched a video essay about an anime that's banned literally everywhere.
Oh, okay. Was that before I got up?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Took a guess, because otherwise I might have seen you watching it in the living room and I didn't.
Oh, I was watching it on my phone, not in the living room.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. In any case, you know, I watch a lot of like true crime stuff, crime scene investigation, interrogations of people who committed crimes, body cam footage, a lot of stuff like that on YouTube. A lot of stories of people doing terrible things to each other. And I don't really let it affect me, really, other than, like...
It's not a matter of letting it affect you, it's a matter of whether it affects you or not, and how you can handle that.
Well, I think that they are often interesting stories. I think that, let's see, how can I put this? They are drama. They are real drama, Like, I know a lot of people who are into reality TV because they like the drama. And that's true here too, except reality TV, like, people are putting on a performance on purpose. They're trying to... They know that they're on television,
There are some kinds of reality TV that I still kind of like. I mean, I had some fun watching Say Yes to the Dress, because I liked looking at the pretty dresses and seeing how even a gorgeous dress, it doesn't necessarily look right if it's on the wrong person. Not necessarily, if they don't like it, if it doesn't suit their vibe or their personal aesthetic. And I liked seeing all that moment when they put on the right dress and go, oh my god, it's beautiful, and then they almost tear up and everyone starts misting up. That's nice. That's wholesome content if I ever saw it, okay?
And, personally, I usually find wholesome content boring. That's why we do a mixture here.
You find wholesome content? What?
Yeah. Have you not gotten that impression from me yet?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I mean, yeah, I find wholesome content boring.
I guess if I were feeding off of that and that alone, that would be one thing, but... But I like wholesome content from time to time, because I kind of need something... Sometimes people suck, and that hurts. Sometimes my life sucks, and that hurts, and I need to... And it helps to kind of see something nice and worth fighting for. Something to kind of cleanse the palate, so to speak.
Okay.
To be like, it's okay. It's not all clouds and it's not all fire and lightning out there.
And I guess I don't need that. I know that. I live that. And honestly, a lot of media that exists that just, pretends that that's all that there is, it's kind of boring. Kind of unrealistic to me.
Well, yeah, it is, but... Well, the reason we take in any kind of art is to, to transport the senses.
To be entertained.
Yes, which often involves transporting the senses.
Yeah.
So, the things that we see do affect us on an emotional level. More often than not, I would say. So, if you're taking in a lot of things that are painful to you, even if you enjoy the burn, well, you can't live off spicy peppers alone. And sometimes I want something that isn't going to burn my mouth off. I have no idea what to name this Pokemon.
Oh, Nuts with a Z. No?
No, that's more for...
Okay, Scroat. Look at it. Look at it sitting on the...
Yep. You've convinced me.
Okay, you see it. Alright, Scroat.
Is there a profanity filter in this?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
And it probably wouldn't get that.
Eh? Hey!
Hey, okay. Can we move on from this route? Probably. Okay. So, yeah, I gotta admit, I guess I thought that this game would be kind of more zany from watching the highlight style video that other people have done with it, and yet that's not what we do.
No. A highlight reel would be better for this kind of game because, then we get all the funny moments, we get all the cool moments. I was actually kind of hesitant about doing Pokemon because it's inherently repetitive. I know we did Chrono Cross, that's also a turn-based role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an auto battler, there's a speed up mode, and
Don't just keep using it. Oh, don't just keep using Absorb on this guy. It's doing like no damage. Okay, it's doing a tiny bit of damage. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, I know. But...
You see what I'm getting at, though, right? There's more reason to play through Chrono Cross for this channel than for Pokemon, I think.
And yet, like, we both have a fair bit of things to say about this franchise. I have infinite things to say about this franchise.
Is that the real reason you picked this out as an excuse to yammer about Pokemon to our audience?
Well, it was a combination of something that we hadn't done before, and something that I thought would be a little more zany, but it turns out that it's still a pretty slow burn, even to get to the more, zany stuff.
That's just how Pokemon works.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you're into that, but may not be the most conducive to our channel.
Yeah, but also, like, our channel is a lot about chit-chat, and it's giving me a lot to chit-chat about. So... I'm actually really excited, though, about the future of the Pokemon franchise. Because the last Pokemon game that came out in the main franchise is Scarlet and Violet. And in some ways, I loved those games. In other ways, I hated them. Do you own one of them?
Yeah, I've played through some of Violet.
Okay, yeah, I also own Violet. And on my save for Violet, if you combine with my Pokemon Home files, then I have completed the Pokedex. I've caught them all. Including, I have in Home every Pokemon that's possible to get in the current generation. So, dedication. There was a while there where I was doing raids regularly with people online. All that stuff.
Aren't you still doing that?
Well, not exactly. I haven't in a couple months.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the last interesting one that they did was Shiny Rayquaza in December. So, I did that one before I left for the holidays, and I haven't... And actually, we failed to meet up at a certain time to do it, so I did that by myself. I got a Shiny Rayquaza. Great. Shiny Rayquaza looks really cool. But, look, I think that Pokemon is about community. It's about friendship. It's about beating up your opponents by dogfighting with them. You know?
You battle because you're warriors, you game because you're friends.
And I just got really good at the last couple of generations with almost no competition. You know, like, I really only want to play with my friends, but none of my friends want to devote half the amount of time that I do on this stuff. Because when I get into a game, I get into a game. You know.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, after all what I've just described. But, okay, I've rambled off from my point, though. My point was, I'm looking forward to the next generation because the single biggest thing that's wrong with Violet and Scarlet is just the game basically wasn't done. That there were performance issues out the wazoo, there were glitches and bugs, which I think a glitch and a bug is the same thing, basically. You know what? Glitches result from bugs. A bug is a problem in the code. A glitch is like something that you see and experience, which is usually the result of a bug. I think that's the difference in my head.
Oh.
And also that's a bug.
No, that's a bug type.
Venonat, you're a bug and what, I wonder? Bug and vibe? Bug and... Is there a nasty type? Because I bet it'd be a nasty type. Was this a wild Pokemon?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we're seeing a decent variety of Pokemon among the trainers, but we're still having a very limited amount in the wild. It's almost like they wanted to keep this game balanced still. How dare they? Oh, it's super effective? Wait, why was... Oh, I know why. Okay, I know one of the secrets. I know one of the super effectiveness things in here. Okay, and I'm just gonna spoil this one for y'all. So Baby is a type in this game. And you'll never guess what babies are weak to.
Everything.
Everything. Okay, so you did guess what babies are weak to. Do you remember from the video, though?
No.
Oh, you did just guess it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're weak to literally everything, except maybe Baby? So, yeah, take that, babies. Honestly, with all the additions across the generations, Baby is one of my least favorite additions that they've done across the games.
I like the babies.
I know you do. Good for you. I hope for your sake that they still make them sometimes.
Thank you.
But I wouldn't be sad if they never did again. Because unevolved Pokemon are already Baby.
Fair enough.
Okay, Lotad is kind of Baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Cottony over there is Baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love Whimsicott. Whimsicott's a great Pokemon. It's also one of the most fucking annoying Pokemon ever, because it learns every imaginable, like, status move that could mess up your day. And one of its abilities, when it's evolved into Whimsicott, is Prankster, which means that its status moves have priority going before other attacks. So you can paralyze somebody, you can leech seed them, you can disable their last attack. I love that one. Someone goes Flamethrower, you're like, ouch. And then before they can do Flamethrower again, you disable it. And they just lose their turn, and they can't use their super effective attack on you anymore. And sometimes that's their only attack. Usually it's their only super effective attack. You can throw out a substitute before your opponent gets to attack you and hit the substitute. All kinds of things like that. It's nuts. Bug and Song. Okay, you do have a song type. Have we missed any others? What's Scroat? What other type is Scroat? Normal, gender baby? Okay, we knew baby, but gender? Now, do you have any idea why it might be gender type?
No.
So there's a fun bit of trivia, which is that Meryl had a, increased chance of being male, just like a lot of starters do. Most starters have, like, a 5 out of 8 chance of being male, something like that. I think all the starters do, as well as Eevee and Pikachu. So Meryl was a Pikachu clone, so it got the gender, like, not equal thing as well. But the baby, Azurill, didn't. So the baby Azurill has a 50-50 gender split. But then when it evolves into Meryl, it has a different gender split, and there's a small chance that some personal value could end up in between the two, and that your baby Azurill will evolve into a Meryl that's a different gender.
Oh, so they're gender fluid. Neat.
Yeah, they are the only Pokemon that I can think of, that I'm aware of, that canonically can be trans. And I wouldn't say gender fluid because they only ever switch once, and it's permanent after that. Mm-hmm. And I think they can only switch from female to male. That, 50% of Azurills are female, and, 12% of Meryls are female. Yeah. So, just a little bit of history, a little bit of trivia, stuff like that. I've got a million of them in my head. So anyway, I'm excited about the next generation of Pokemon. Because the last game basically wasn't finished, And they said, finally, after years and years of this being a problem, that they are going to give their developers more time to make the next main series game. Fucking good. They need it, clearly. Because they've been rushing to try to make deadlines based on when the card game updates and when the new toys are coming out, when the new shirts and backpacks and notebooks and all the other crap, the manga, whatever else ties in. Because it's this multimedia franchise. So the new game always has to come out at a certain time. Well, finally, they're planning before Generation 10 even begins. They've given themselves another 6 to 12 months to work on the game that is supposed to be the core of the experience.
Yeah.
And for the last couple of generations, the game has been getting kind of left in the dust. We had the whole Dexit thing, and it's still a problem. And honestly, just the graphics in these games are nowhere near what they should be. Especially for a first-party or second-party Nintendo, console game. The graphics should be better. They can be better. And they will be better. But most importantly, the performance issues. The system, the Switch 2 that just got announced, is more powerful in some pretty significant ways. It's still only about as powerful as a PS4 or an Xbox One, but it's still, gads more powerful than the current Switch. And if it's backwards compatible, that means potentially that you could play the existing games of Scarlet and Violet on a Switch 2 and not have the frame rate issues that we were experiencing. Because unless you basically are doing emulation, hardware emulation of the Switch on the Switch 2, where it literally downclocks itself to the old speeds, then we'll see frame rate improvements, we'll see load time improvements, we'll see all of that. And I'm hype, honestly.
I couldn't tell.
You couldn't. I might actually pick up Scarlet when the Switch 2... If I get a Switch 2, one of the games that'll be on my buy list will be Scarlet, so that I can start over and have the experience that I think we were supposed to have the whole time.
You just want to be stepped on by the lady professor, don't you?
Call me out, why don't you?
Yes.
Look.
I haven't been able to talk much during this thing.
I'm sorry. I've been... I've had a lot to say. I'm a mega Pokemon fan.
You're a Pokemaniac.
Yes, absolutely.
That's official. If you were in the Pokemon world, your type, your trainer class would be Pokemaniac.
Yes. In fact, there are some games where you get to choose your own sprite and things like that. And when I can choose the Pokemaniac, I do.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. So, that said, let's see. We've been recording for over an hour, and while I could go on and on about the Switch 2 and the history and the future of the franchise, I'm looking forward to Legends AZ,
I am looking forward to that. That looks interesting.
Yeah. And okay, as someone who's a huge fan of the franchise, but admittedly, I don't think that a game like this is the best for our channel. We're not going to do another episode that looks like this,
No, not unless y'all need unless y'all need Pokemon and rambling ASMR that badly.
But are there some other games in the franchise that might make more sense for what we're doing?
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. That makes some sense. I do have we both played through it, didn't we? The new Snap?
Yeah, I finished the old one.
I finished the new one.
I haven't finished the new one. But I like the new one. It's nice to see the Pokemon vibing in their environments.
Okay. So, unfortunately, then the only reason why we probably wouldn't play Pokemon new Snap on here is just because we've both played it a lot. So it wouldn't be new to either of us, and that's still kind of what we're doing is, at least the game's supposed to be new to one of us, or like a recommendation from one to the other.
True. I guess we're too caught up on Pokemon to do much more than the fan games.
Dang. So when Legends AZ comes out, you better believe that I'm gonna play it on the channel. I'm gonna record it.
Yeah, you are.
Just because I'll be playing it. I don't care about you people. I don't care what you want to watch. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Legends, and I'm going to record at least one episode of me doing it. And you can watch or you can not watch. I don't care. Because...
Well, we don't really care that much anyway. I mean, how many people are subscribed to us now? Like 100?
I think 60.
Okay. I mean, we love you 60 people, but, you know, 60 isn't quite enough to pull a... wow, what do our fans want kind of deal.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments, I'd love to see more people liking, subscribing. I'd love to see the numbers go up and all that stuff.
I like
this
the
is
commenting
a passion
the best.
project. We're here because we want to
This
talk
is a
about
hobby.
video games, you know? And we want to just hang out and chit-chat and, you know, occasionally make a joke.
We have microphones, we have screenshotting equipment. Why not have a YouTube channel at that point?
Exactly, and I would love to make more structured stuff at some point. Clearly I have a lot to say about things. I could make my own video essays and stuff, but honestly, I'm too perfectionist about a lot of that stuff, and so I never end up finishing anything that I start because, you know, I want to be perfect and it never will be. But these things, they aren't perfect. They're rough. And therefore, I get them done.
Yeah.
We upload them. You see them. So we're going to keep doing that until we start, like, making money or don't feel like it anymore.
Pretty much.
So, you know, if you're here along for the ride, cool. You know, and I hope that we continue to find things that you'll be interested in clicking on. And, you know, as always, let us know. We'd be happy to, you know, find some kind of compromise, of course. If you guys want us to play something and we want to play something, great.
We're willing to open a dialogue about it, but y'all have to start talking to us in the comments. We don't have a Patreon or anything.
Of course, we're also putting this at the end, and we don't have sponsors. We don't usually do a call to action for liking and subscribing and stuff like that. Why? It's gauche. And honestly, as long as we're not making money off of it, it doesn't totally matter. And I feel like 99% of you know all this stuff already. You're sick of advertisements, and you're sick of people, you know, shouting at you to buy a Raycon or to, you know, go on their Patreon and subscribe for their podcast and all that stuff.
It's the sort of thing I grudgingly tolerate, because, you know, it is part of the game. For a lot of the YouTubers I like the most, this is their job. They are making money off of it, and this is just part of that. So I don't hold it against them.
Good for them. Get their bag, you know?
Exactly. Having said that, after I've seen the advertisement at least once, unless it's really funny, I'm skipping it.
So, as long as we have zero stakes, I'm going to respect myself, respect my co-host, and respect you by just saying what we want to say, nothing more, nothing less. You know?
Yeah.
That said, I think we're about done here.
Yeah.
I had high hopes for Pokemon Too Many Types because I love the idea of the zany types in it. But honestly, it's not super watchable. It's not super, like, fast-paced or anything like that. So, we even had a turbo button, but since it mutes things, and we want to have some audio going on at all times besides, you know...
Besides us yapping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless there's a huge demand, go get Pokemon Too Many Types yourself. I'm not gonna tell you how to, you know, do the big P word after all. Certainly not in the case that Nintendo's ever watching. But, like, freaking Google it, you know?
Google's right there. It's right up there. You know what to do.
Yeah, I did a couple of Google searches, spent, like, you know, a few minutes downloading some stuff, and then bada bing, it just worked. And then we're here. So, you know, and actually, there's a huge community for this stuff. And honestly,
Big time.
I think that these are great creative outlets, and this is like a whole other can of worms, honestly, as I should be wrapping up, that, like, Nintendo has been consistently coming after people making, like, ROMs and mods and emulators and stuff like that of the games that, in many cases, they refuse to continue to sell. They never lower the prices on. They often don't make backwards compatible. They don't make digitally available, so, like, you know...
Come on, guys, let us have our fan games. It's one way we participate in the fandom, and it is definitely not the only or primary means by which we participate in the fandom.
Yeah, and if someone wants to make a fan game of Metroid, someone wants to make a fan game of Pokemon or something like that, that shouldn't be any skin off your back. It seems really petty, and it seems really, like, anti-fan base. Like, these are some of your biggest fans who are making these things.
Yeah,
And
do you know how much
after them?
concentration and effort it takes to make a whole Pokemon game?
And
To program? I mean, even if you're just altering one of the games as a base, that still takes a lot of focus and hard work.
how much dev time went into this game? I bet it is a 3-digit number of human man-hours.
I bet I wouldn't be surprised if it was bigger.
You think it might have been 1,000 hours?
Sure, why not?
Personally, I would guess that this mod probably took like 100 hours of work time.
I'm
to
putting
get.
my chips on 300.
Okay. We might be overestimating things a bit, for all I know. But regardless,
I mean, even if you count out the programming, that's still counting in the new types, the strengths and weaknesses of each type.
the sprites.
Yeah,
a
lot went into this.
The spawn tables, the enemy tables.
Alterations to the dialogue.
And not to mention, I believe they came up with like 80 new moves for this game. So yeah, I mean, there's clearly a lot of work put into it. But Nintendo, how does this hurt you? I get that, like, back in the day, they wanted to be especially protective of their IPs because there were companies out there that were doing cheap knockoffs. In fact, Nintendo exists today in the shadow of the video game crash of '83.
Yes.
You've heard of that.
Of course I have.
And I think that some of the logic of Nintendo has still persisted from that to this day, from the Nintendo seal of approval to, hating on fan games and stuff like that, because what ruined the game industry at the time was people making cheap garbage and putting it out to people in a way that was indistinguishable from the legit stuff, and that's no longer the problem. No one's going to confuse Pokemon Too Many Types with Pokemon Scarlet. So leave them alone!
And hey, if you're still uncomfortable about it, just put the Nintendo seal of approval back on. Like, hey, this is a first-party thing that we approve. If it's not this, it's not us. Buy it if you like. But, ye have been warned.
Yeah, you don't have to distribute it. You don't have to promote it. I just don't think that they need to guard their intellectual property that closely. I think the only thing that still bothers them is when people make, like, R-rated, X-rated versions of their franchises.
That's fair.
That clearly bothers some people at Nintendo.
On that note, I actually have seen a little of the Super Hornio brothers.
Oh boy. Okay, well, first off, usually that stuff sucks, alright?
Well, I don't really watch porn to begin with because I don't find it enticing. I just feel like I've walked in on somebody and now I'm staying for some awkward reason.
Okay.
But what I watch, I mean, it started off kind of interesting. Like, okay, yeah, this is obviously terrible, but let's see where the plot goes. And then we just got stuck on okay, now we are having adult fun time with this one boss lady, with this one boss dominatrix lady, and yep, still going at it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
are we done yet?
So, if Nintendo doesn't like that stuff, I would be less upset. In fact, I think all of us would be less upset if those are exclusively the kind of things that they go after. If they put out a statement saying at some point that, like, hey, using our franchises for, lewd content, we don't approve.
Like,
we will
please
come after
don't.
you. Or here's another thing. Most of these fan games, they aren't trying to make money. They aren't selling them.
They're just little art projects.
Mm-hmm. And if they're selling them for a profit, or if they're claiming to be Nintendo, then
that's a
obviously shut
problem.
that down. But like,
And okay, now you're on solid ground. But just coming after fans saying, "Hey, I made a cool thing based on this property I like," that's coming after them. That's just mean.
Anyway, I think we've chatted enough. Clearly, I had a million things to say when we're in the Pokemon franchise, so we'll keep an eye out for anything else that might scratch that itch. But not a game quite like this, though.
Nope. All right.
But hey, if this does have any appeal for you, go out and seek it out yourself. But I think we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.